Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for joining me for today's episode of Crafting with Class. Today, I have a tutorial for the Anna Griffin wiper card dies, and we will be making this beautiful card together, but I will have a couple more samples of additional cards that I made to share with you. So let's get started. This is the Anna Griffin wiper card dies. So you get the inspiration sheet along with the instructions of how to put it together, and you get the die set. So in the die, you have the card, you have the mechanism, and then you have all these beautiful decorative elements to create a fab card. So let's go ahead and get started. To begin, you're going to need two of these panels. So die cut out of two papers. You will need one that's going to create the front of the card and then one that's going to be the back of the card. Here I'm using this floral for the back and this solid for the front. You will also need to cut out a mechanism. I strongly recommend heavy duty cardstock for this piece. And then you're going to need to cut out the front, whichever panel is going to be your front. You're going to use this die to cut out the aperture that's going to, be the front of your card. Now you will need to do a little bit of measurement, but it's not hard. So take your ruler and you're going to measure 1¼ inches from the top. So I'm going to line up my ruler. I'm going to grab a pencil and then make a mark at the 1¼ line. So you can't really see it there, but you'll see it in a moment. So there it is. So now you're going to take your die and you're going to line it up with the edge of your paper and with that 1/4 inch mark that you made. I'm going to secure it with some washi tape and I'm going to run it through my impress machine. Next, I'm going to go ahead and remove the die carefully. And as you can see, I missed a little spot, but it's okay, no biggie. You can just go ahead and trim that with your scissors like that. Okay, so that is going to be the front of your card. So the top is going to be a little bit smaller than the bottom. And then this piece you can actually use to cut out the mechanism. All right, so now you have some score marks that the die creates for you, as you can see. So you have some, or one that will go on the right, and then score marks will go on the left. And then you have your aperture in the middle. Okay, so now let's go ahead and start to fold these. So on whatever your top layer is, the first score mark will be a valley fold. And then the second score mark will be a mountain fold. So valley and then mountain, like so. Valley, mountain. And you're going to do the same thing with the other one. So valley first, and then the second line is a mountain fold. All right, so that is all you need to do there. And then the next step that you want to do is to flip it over to the back, because now we're going to adhere the mechanism. So the mechanism, you're going to see there's a score line that is at a diagonal that hopefully you can see. I'm going to go ahead and fold it. That's a mountain fold, just so that I know where to put the glue. So I'm going to unfold it back up. So there you can see, here is the piece where I need to adhere or place the glue. And this is the part that's going to get adhered to the card. So I'm going to go ahead and use some wet adhesive. So I'm going to put it so you can see that first line. I'm going to line up the edge of the mechanism to that first fold. I also want to make sure it's lined up with the top of the aperture. So right here at the top, so that that piece is hiding, or it's aligned to that edge as well. And this is where you want to make sure that you also have the little point right there, and it's not sticking up or way too low. So you will see that it's really not too difficult. So just line up the sides to the top, and then making sure the little point is right at the top as well. All right, so that's it for the mechanism. It is in place. this little arm, you can actually adjust. You can cut it down so that if you want a longer embellishment, you can go ahead and trim it so that it'll fit. But whatever it is, you need to make sure that it clears to the side of that first fold. Okay, so now I have my mechanism in place. Now I'm going to take that second panel that's going to be the back. There are 2 score lines there as well. So I'm going to start first with a valley fold on that first one. I'm going to use my bone folder just to burnish that down really well. And then I'm going to go ahead and do a mountain fold on the second one. So valley and mountain fold on that. That's going to be on the right side, and then this is going to sit on top, and then there you can see how the mechanism will work. Okay, so now I'm going to go ahead and add adhesive to those little tabs there, and then I'm going to add adhesive to the back to glue the right side down. So just like that, really simple. All right, so let's go ahead and flip it to the back. I'm going to, again, use my favorite Nuva Deluxe adhesive, and then I will add it to both of these tabs here. They're going to be on the left side, so I'm going to go ahead and making sure that they line up with the edges of my base paper. So making sure that those edges line up really well, and I'm going to press down to secure, and so I'm just making sure it's not sticking out, and that is it for that. And then I'm going to do the same thing to the right side. So I'm going to go ahead and add a generous amount of adhesive to this panel right here. And then I'm going to just go ahead and lay my front piece right on top and just hold it down just so that the glue will set. So I'm going to make sure that it's all aligned, nothing is sticking out, and that is it. So this is the construction of the card. The tricky part really is just the mechanism, and it's not even tricky at this point, but see how the mechanism will hide behind and then pop back up. So that is how that works. It's pretty simple, and there you can see how that mechanism will pop up, hopefully. All right, so we have the basic format of the card done, and so all you have left to do is to decorate. So let's go ahead and do that. Now I've pulled out some things, and I'm just speeding up the video because, you know, who wants to watch me decorate? But I did leave it in. It's just a little sped up. So this border comes in the die set. You get 3 choices. This is one of the longer ones. So I cut it out of the Carte Noire paper as well. And then I pulled out some of Anna's Carte Noire stickers, and I'm going to put them and kind of figure out my layout. And then once I do, I'm going to go ahead and remove the liner paper from the back. And then I'm just going to lay on top. I'm not pressing down. I'm just kind of laying it there until I figure out kind of what I want. And then so I'm going to continue that with the third one, peeling back that liner, and then I'm going to place it down. So I'm going to make any adjustments, and then once I have it how I want it, then I can go ahead and pick up that cluster, and then I'm going to add glue. So I'm going to go ahead and try to pick it up as a cluster since this is how I want it. And then I can go ahead and add some of my own glue just to make sure that it adheres well and it doesn't fall apart. Okay, so I'm going to press that down and making sure that those embellishments make good contact, and, you know, always trying out the mechanism. Okay, so I'm going to continue to adding the little swag at the top. And for this particular card type, you can go crazy decorating, because unlike other types, these don't really get in the way. The embellishments. Okay, so I'm trimming off any of the excess, but this is not trash, friends. Not for me. I usually will take any of these remnant pieces and I will add them in. So wherever, like for example, this chunk of flour, I'm just going to go ahead and add it in. So it creates another embellishment, you know, like there's a flower that continues on. So don't throw it away. Include it into your decor there. All right, so now I am going to add the embellishments to the left side, and I'm figuring out kind of where I want things. I'm going to trim off that stem just so that it fits a little bit better, and arranging that beautiful rose on that side. And then I'm going to go ahead and attach this little bundle here. I'm going to remove the liner, and again, I'm going to use some of my own adhesive, wet adhesive, just to secure, making sure that those stay put. So I'll go ahead and add a little bit there. All right, so there they are. And you just want to make sure that nothing is impeding the folding of the card, but it's really, really easy. Okay, so now I'm going to go ahead and put some, I have put the sentiment sticker on a floral wreath. This is Anna's also. And then I'm just putting it on, and I'm not pressing down really hard. I'm just making sure that it's not, see how there it's sticking out when it goes inside. So I need to rearrange it, and then making sure that nothing sticks out from the bottom. From the top, it's okay for me, but not from the bottom. So I'll make any adjustments, making sure that everything fits. Now, when you look at it from the bottom, you will be able to see that you need to make sure that it clears that side fold. Otherwise, it's going to get caught. It's not going to flip up nicely. So you just want to make sure that there's nothing there to interfere with that pop, just like that. Okay, so next I'm going to use these little butterflies that also came in the die set. And I cut them out of vellum and out of this like holographic origami paper. And it's so pretty because it catches all those colors of pink and blue and purple. So it's kind of an aurora borealis type of effect. Really pretty. So I'm going to go ahead once I figure out where I want them, and then I will attach them with some glue. So I want to go ahead and put one there at the top, kind of anchoring that corner. And then I also want to add one to the left side. So to have those three elements, butterfly elements. And then I'm going to put this one so that it kind of goes into the window. When the card is closed, it'll be part of that decoration, but then when the card opens, it still allows for that to pop up. All right, so pretty. Such an easy card, really. All right, so there it is, and I'm kind of seeing what it looks like from the top. Okay, so again, making sure that there's nothing that impedes that little pop-up element. So this is where you just have to be careful when you put things behind that it doesn't catch, right? It doesn't create any catch points. I got these out of my stash. So these are like some freebies from Simon Says, and they're kind of aurora borealis. So I thought they would be perfect for the centers of these borders. So I'm going ahead and adding them to the middles. So I added my own glue, and then I'm placing these on top. I'm using the little metal tip of the crystal katana just to remove any excess glue. So I'll add those there. I also pulled out these swirls from my stash. I've had it forever. I think these might have been Prima or like from Recollections or something. I've had them in my stash for a long time, and I thought they would look so pretty in this open space here. So I went ahead and picked a couple that I thought would look really nicely, and I put them right there in those open spaces. And I thought that just gave us such a beautiful look. And since these are like one continuous little loop of rhinestones, it is flexible. So that means that it doesn't impede the folding of the card. So where all those folds are, it will just fold along with the card. You know what I mean? So it worked out perfectly. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and add one of those rhinestone elements to the bottom there as well. And I just think it adds such a lovely little touch. All right, and then to finish, I'm going to go ahead and add some of those Aurora Borealis stones to the middles of those little butterflies because they were looking a little empty. And there it is, so pretty. Okay, so there you can see all sides. And I didn't want to leave this pop-up element, just plain. So I went ahead and added some diamond stickles to the centers of the flowers around in that wreath so that it would sparkle when it popped up, but it didn't add any bulk, so it wouldn't interfere with the mechanism, popping up. So I went ahead and added some and then just let it dry. And my card is complete. So there you can see, hopefully, a little sparkle of all the things. So pretty and fun. Here are some other examples that I made. So for this one, I used the Crafter's Companion zodiac signs for this Leo. There's a floating frame in the aperture so you can see the sentiment through it. And so it's just held together with little strips of acetate. And when you open it, you can see the little pop-up mechanism there that says Leo and then a group of stars. So cute. So there it goes. And then there it goes to open, and you can see the mechanism is actually cut out from thick acetate. So if you want to really make that an invisible element, then I would definitely recommend acetate. Just make sure that it's really thick, nice, strong acetate. As whatever materials that you're going to use for that mechanism, just make sure it's nice and strong. So there it goes. My next example this is actually a birthday card for my son. So look at all the fun birthday elements, cake, presents, the happy birthday handsome sign. So when you open this one, it reveals the sentiment, happy birthday to you. And there's a balloon also on the right. So the thing about this card is it's cool because there are hidden elements that are revealed when you open the card. So you get the side revealed, the bottom revealed, and then of course that pop-up sentiment. So see how other things are revealed. Super cool. This is such a cool card. All right, so here is the one we made together, and I just love Carte Noire. You just cannot go wrong with Carte Noire. You can't make something ugly. So here it is when you open it, and you will see that wreath sentiment pop up. So pretty. So I hope this tutorial was helpful so that you can create beautiful cards of your own with this awesome die set. Thank you so much for watching, liking, commenting, and subscribing. I super appreciate it. So I will see you in the next video. Until next time, bye.